And I don't know whether we should read across. I think we start here at, we'll just do this one. We'll read across the top and on Samachay, and then start the next one. So it says, he told us a couple of simple kavanos you could have here. So in that word lahadlik, so that the idea is that we're bringing the shefa down, the shefa, which is a very primordial shefa, el hanukva hanikvas via the ben, and so that's the idea over there. Let's see if there's anything he adds over here in the tiv on number samachay, the light print. He says va'antara bechutz rav the kavanas and his cars nael by bracha rishon that b'midas lahadlik of the midas nair. Now we're going to come and we'll look at the kavana. So what we get out of that word itself. He said, "V'yakavin shemidas lahadlik b'gematria shlosha ravayos havaya the av havaya the besag and havaya the ben tamar. Excuse me. The tables lahadlik imakolo ola kuf pei comes at 180 convenient asam. That's the 180 is awesome. I didn't realize that. So 180 is like half of a circle going on. Then he said that the kavin lachan sheka'ar haloko zu. So then we have this kavana that through this haloko we're going to pull down havayos elu, these havaya hanir mazes b'midas lahadlik. Let me see. Keep going. One more. He said of lahoyer and also the shine. V'lahoyer zos el hanuk hanik was a havaya b'milu heyin kazem. So it's the asam going into the ben. Ha'oda mispara ben. Mamshichin lo shlosha havayas, and then we extend these three, or we pour down, let's say, stream down these havayas. Now we're not going to do that. Why not? He says he atzma nikwas savaya the ben v'yuvoyer lukamon. It's going to go into that more. So you don't say that the asam is really up above the ben, and that's where we're going. That's where the car is going. So let's read the top over here. Let's see what I could do with that. He says Yisboyer kavanas ateva ner bepratos. Now he wants to go into more detail on this. He says, "B'milas neir," just that word, to kavin she'al yedeka humshachazo. So the humshacha that we just talked about, teishtalin b'shlosha would make a completion in the shlosha of the shlosha hayichudim and his kaim la'el, and the three yichudim that we mentioned up above, which have to do with the names ACHYA, Elokim, and Adni combining with Havaya. Hayichudim and his karim la'erev v'az ta'asa b'chinas ner Chanukah. So this is another kavana. Shehu b'binyan shlosha yichudim and his karim, which comes out to be those three yichudim. But this yached im baila b'shlosha yichudim and his karim, and there will be three different levels of yichud there. Let's see what he meant by that. So in the Tiv, he writes, "B'milas ner, the kavin she'al yedecha mishachas mochim elu she'ana ma'amshichun anuk." So by the mochim, right, behind all this asam that we mentioned before. Turn the page here, and he says, "Yedecha b'shloshach hayichudim in his karim la'el she'hem vaya ACHYA vaya Elokim and vaya Adni." Then the nook will become incomplete. Then it'll be possible for a yichud to take the b'kol shloshach yichudim. And then he goes on and he says, that is when she is a ner, that she has all of the shefa from the Most High coming down into her. Because through these names, that is the asam, Na'asa bechinas ner Chanukah, shener begematria called shlosha hayichudim commotion is boyer. So you're doing two things. You're pouring first the asam into the ben, and that causes this yichud to take place in all three different levels. There's one more here on this section. V'tis yached anuk im bailot Yaakov. So the yudnuk make a yichud with her husband Yaakov, b'shlosha hayichudim in its karm with those three. Zehu HaYichud Nikra Yaakov Arachel. Now this is called the Yichud Yaakov Arachel. Okay, let's call Rebbe back. Turn that up a little bit too. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so now we're on number Yisboyer Kavanah Shem HaKodesh Nachal Ba'ofen Kavanaso. So now here's another Kavanah here. The Kavanah is that he says, and we'll listen through what he says. So we had this idea of Nachal. Nachal is like a brook. Nachal, what is it? Novea Makar Chachma. Is that what it is? Gosh, I forgot. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah. So after this, you'd have this Kavanah. Hirosha Tavis Lahadnik Ner Chanukah, those three words. Who Shem Kadosh, and he says this is a special name. This is a holy name. What's the holy name? The holy name is called Nachal. Hanikra Nachal. It goes to that. He says, Kanoida, as we know. By Indian, who the Indian is like this. Or Hanimshach min ima lezer anpin, that light. Because it has to have, it has to have an energy in order to be able to make a yichud. Which is that. Now, just try to get a little clearer what he means. What's the difference between bringing in the asam into the ben, that concept there, which causes yichud. Now he says, Kadei sheyiyeh bo koach lehisyachid emo b'shloshach yichudim in iskarim shehem gematria ner. So we want to make that, but you need also, besides bringing in those mochin that we were saying before, the asam, that you're also have this kavanah. This kavanah b'gematria ner, that is that you need the fuel for it. That's what I was trying to get at. And what is it about Nachal? Well, it turns out the Nachal is like this. It's a Chavaya Dema Olafim. V'os Aleph, and the Aleph itself, Shebe'em Secha B'midlu Vav, which is Vav Aleph Vav, that Vav. This is like something like similar to what we get in Sphira. Hushem ACHYA B'Revuah. It's really like an ACHYA. So it's going to be an ACHYA in Revuah, and it looks like this, Kazep. So it starts off with Yud. This is the Milu here. Then it gets to the Hey. Then you get to the Vav, but in the middle of the Vav, you're going to find the Revuah, the name ACHYA, and then finally a Vav, and then Hey Aleph again, finishing it out. So it's the Milui of Alafim, and then a Revuah inside of the Vav, following that Aleph. Ki Shem Zecher B'Moreh Inyan Ima. So this name, this idea that we're saying here, that the name ACHYA, is really showing us or teaching us about the Indian of Ima HaMe'ira B'Zer Anpin B'His Lav Shecha B'Sochel, with her being clothed inside of him. So let's come over here and look at the Tiv starting on number Ayin Gimel, which actually is on the next page, which is on Lamed Aleph. So let's see what the Tiv says. He says, Achakach, after this, the Kavan, you should have this Kavanah, ki ha-rosh ha-teva shalahadik ner Chanukah ku shem kadosh ha-nikra Nachal. Now, I really don't know what to do with the name Kadosh, but I guess he means to say that this is a name that you should concentrate on in some way. But so Nachal, of course, also means like flow. It's just like the idea of a flowing stream. So Hashem HaKodesh Nachal, Yosef Rosh Hashanah, this word, Notzer Chesed L'Olofim. Shuhu Tikun, so let's just see again. He says the idea of Nachal comes from Notzer Chesed, which is a big time Chesed. Notzer Chesed L'Olofim. So he says, what is this? Shuhu Tikun Hashmini. This is one of the mazlos, me Yud Gimel Tikun Dikno. So this is the 8th mazel. V'lechem al pi harizal. Now let me see how to get to the end. He says Roshi Tevus makes the word make is the same Roshi Tevus as the phrase Notzer Chesed L'Olofim. So what he's doing is he's taking the Chanukah word, the words from Chanukah, L'Chadlik Ner Chanukah, not Shel Chanukah, L'Chadlik Ner Chanukah, let's see this. Let's see how it goes, and it transports it into this idea Notzer Chesed La'Lofim, which is the 8th mazel, which is the beginning of the kollel of incorporating all of the shef and the mazel to go with the 13th mazel. V'lechein al pi Arizal, according to Ein Oimrin Lahadlik Ner Shel Chanukah, we don't say that. We want to match that idea of the 8th mazel. So this is another kavanah, that when you're saying that phrase, that you're actually matching it to the 8th mazel. Ela lahadlik ner Chanukah, but we say this, leave out the shall. Mishum shem kadosh zecha yotze b'tevis elu, because there is, see, he says from another pasuk, a shem kadosh that comes out of that. Be'inyan kavanah shem nachal. So what's going on here with the shem nachal? We'll explain a little bit. This goes through the concept of the whole tefillah. Now, what he means there, the hisyachet, tzrichen ana mekodim lahamshik lo elu shuhu mochen be'ima. Or shuhu mochen be'ima. So we have to bring down the light, which are the mochen be'ima. Uvezecha ve'ana bainim es zam mamshichen lo mochen, but we bring mochen into zer anpin. So again, he says that that's what we do. The relationship with Zanima v'al yedecha became yochel lehisyachet. Then that makes it possible for that energy to come in. To hu atzvo ein lo mochin, because he himself, the mochin that will lead to Yichud, he doesn't have them. The zechat tzrichen under the asos gam anta. So this is what we have to do also now. B'Chanukah, on Chanukah. Lifnei kavanas Yichud, before you have the kavanas of the Yichud, the hamshech below ha'aras ima b'hamalchim. So we need, before you get this, you already said the word lahadlik. So he says, gam anta b'Chanukah lifnei kavanas Yichud, before you get to the kavana that will bring to the Yichud of the three havayas there. Lo havaya. So I haven't got a good word for that. Ner. Let's say the hamshech lo haaretz imach b'chamochim. You have to do that first. V'delka k'mukuvana b'kuvanas rosh teva shelo hadlik ner Chanukah. Shehi haaretz ima l'zer anpen, which is telling you about that. V'yivur l'kaman. That takes a little bit more, because when he says that it's relevant to the 8th mazel. Which of course would be the place of flowing. Anyway, going on. Ana mamshichin lezer anpin mochim me'ima shayidei zer yehya koich b'Yakov lehisyachet they milk that gives it the power. B'shloshach haYechudim in his boil as we said. Shloshach haYechudim. So these 3 Yechudim that we're talking about, Olim b'gematria ner, as we said. So you should have this concept in mind. The shem b'vayad demakazeh, as he's spelling it out now. Here's ma. The Hashem nachal b'gematria havayas. So he says what now? He says yud ke vavke. The Hashem nachal b'gematria havayad dema, because nachal has the same gematria as a vayad dema in ACHYA Revuah with the Revuah. So he's a commotion before Bachem Shachadrush. I'm going to go into it more. V'as Shababul Lovai the Mahan Niska the El Kazeh Yud K Vav K, which is a milui of Alofim. Ha'os Allah Shabaim Sechaba Os Vav the Shem Ma Uromes He the Revul Shoshem ACHYA Haidach Kazeh Aleph K etc. Hain the Shein Mam Shechin as the milui Shechaba Os Vav. So we don't extend the milui of the os vav rak acher ha'ala shebemilui. So only after the aleph that's in the milui mekuvonim sham eki berevuah. So let me just read that again. Hainu she'ein mamshichin as a milui shal ha'os vav. We don't extend down the milui of the os vav. I guess he means to complete it, to bring the entire vav down. But only after the aleph, when you start the aleph of vav, aleph vav, mekuvanim sham ACHYA v'revuah, then you stick that ACHYA v'revuah in there. V'achar kat mamshichin hemshech hamilui shall ha'oz v'oz vav. Then you're extending the milui of the oz vav, the chavaya demakazeh. Then he's going to show it to us. So he says, and it says, it looks like that. Zud Suras Aravavaya Dema. This is what it looks like. Ima Revuah Shal ACHYA Besocha. If you put the Revuah of Shal ACHYA inside of it, shows Allah Besocha Midli Avam Nahasiv Ben Revuah Shem ACHYA. Okay, so let's say when we do that, we do that. Now we still have one more to do here. The Revuah Shal ACHYA Zu. So the Revuah of this ACHYA, Kashechu Besocha Avavaya Dema. Mora al Inyan Ima really teaches you about Inyan Ima. Why? Because it's really dealing with here the Acharayim, the Ima, which is the place of the transfer. This is like maybe something you need to know. The Shem ACHYA Roma is the Ima. Vatama b'sheneknas ha'aras Ima b'zer anpen. So this is the rule. He says when the ha'ara comes into zer anpen, flowing from Ima, Shu ha'avaya milui ma, and it's coming. What's going in there is the vaya the milui ma. Niktas acharayim shall Ima v'lechav, but the only part that goes into her is the acharayim. To let you know that that's really the juice that's inside of this concept of building up zeranpin. Shehi shem ACHYA b'Revuah. V'lechem shem zera b'mora inyan ima rams leveshes b'zah. So that's the aspect of ima, which is a acharayim. Shezera b'chucha b'vayim d'mach mikanayda. V'zera b'chanachol anizkar. So now this nachol that we're talking about, which is flowing down hindach of b'vayim d'mah, that is the nachol itself, he says, is the vayim matpus, that's the juice. But it has inside of it, in pnimi to it, it has this revuah of ACHYA, which is the backside of ima. Now let's go up to the top and let's see if, let me just take a quick look down the road, okay? Venira Lily is daiti, so it seems like to me, he says, let's see what time is it, we're running, I'm almost out of time, okay. Venira Lily is daiti, shishimata, shiyakabin, and this is what I heard. Shikabin gam came shachanachal and nizkar, so this idea here with this nachal idea, which is a maya ubesocha revuah shall ACHYA. So now he says this is actually the nachal. He said Rabbi Yamshech v'nok nikra Revuah the men asher osiosecha shebemilu rechamilu heim lamed vav osios. Let's go back again. We're taking the milui of Ben. It comes out that it has 36 letters. He said b'chinda Ben lamed vav. If you take Ben and lamed vav, heim gam came b'gematria nachal. So here's another way that I can show you how the interior of this thought is working. Remember, he says if I got this from the Rav or not. So we have 2 minutes. Let's see how much I could do. So number Pei Gimel, he says on the light print, Yosef the Kavin. You have this idea also. The word the nachal on Nizkar that we're talking about, so that's the nachal. He says that's the nachal itself. The nachal itself is this name with ima inside, an aspect of ima inside. Kol elo yam shecha benok hanekbar abavaya de ben kanoid. And the shigam benok yesh lo nachal, she has a nachal too. The haklal hu b'chadagidurash the kol ma shechazera mekabel gam hi mekabela v'lechein no sened locha b'gam kein nachal, she has gamo sham shachal azah. So Sham Shachno. So Rabbakan Bevara Belon Rav Heichon Nirmaz Shem Nachol im Gam Etzel Hanuk. So how this actually works out. The Ashachab Osius shall Ben. Let's take the name Ben. Now we know the Ben does with the Nuk Shah Nuk Nikra Ben. The Pasha the Vemilu, we take it like that, the Vemilu Ramilui. He's a Hem Lavid Vav Osius, the whole panoply. It sounds like Kaddish a little bit, except dealing with Ben. The Chavavaya Peshuta Yesh Bura Bedalad Osius Kazeh. It has Havaya, then it has what? It has Dalad Osius was Havaya. But Chavavaya the Bimida Ben Yesh Botesha Osius. So he shows them to us. Let me skip down. So he's going to say the whole thing out. Let's skip that. The Milui Haim Lamed Vav Osius V'Tos Sofer Yesh Kan. There's a little mistake over here. V'Hu B'Ban the Mikta V'Shel Osius Sacha B'Pasha. Over Milui, they left that out, Aim Lamed Vav. Just a little bit more, he said, Behine Ben Shuhu Ben Shuhu Anza, Berashu Azba Nikra Ben. Let's see, Avaya the Ben. V'od Lamed Vav Osius Shabapasha, the Bebidu, the Bilig Shem Ben. Heim Gam came by Gematria Nachal, you're going to get Nachal this way too. There's a Nachal over by her. We could show you that it's in there. Ben V'Lamed Vav, Gam came Ola by Gematria Nachal. So he says, Husvach v'zucha Nachal shebezecha b'yesh lachamshichol denok, Hosofazu, I guess that this edition over here. Okay, that's it. Okay, we'll stop there, and I'll just finish it out because this is the end of it. Hosofazu shahanachol shebezer anpen yesh lahamshichol denok. What you need to do is you need to extend it down to the nok. Shehi gam near mezes b'shem nachol, because I'll show you that she's also referenced by that. He says, im shama rizal that he writes, he doesn't know exactly where he got it. Maybe it's not from the Rav. So that she said that the Rishash actually brings this Kavana. We do have it in the Siddur. That is, the Nachal is what's coming from Ima, is the name Ma. That then inside of that Ma, the Revuah shall ACHYA umizah on the Nuk. Then from Zah it goes to the Nuk. The Hainu that if you say Ben, and the name Ben, which is where the destination is, and the Lav and Vav that's coming out of the name Ben itself, Osius and Nizkar. So that's where they'll stop and try to remember that one.